ahead and got this fired up and running. I'm hoping that this is running for you guys all to check out and see. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and just send out the invites to everybody. We don't have a lot of time left before we end the show anyway to head on over to Never Enough Ammo show. But I would like to just say a few more things about 7.62 by 39, AK-47s, SKSs, and fun stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and send a link out right now. We're going to get this taken care of. Hopefully people will join us back here. I'm doing this over on StreamYard. I've tried to get the GunTube chamber up and running, and it's having some issues right now. So let's go ahead and get those invites sent back out. So we were talking, if you guys are watching this, if you're just watching this now, or if you're watching this in the future from Monday night, you're going to want to go back and check out part 1, because unfortunately we did get dropped. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but everybody got dropped across the board, and people were talking about buffering and streaming trying to watch it. So let's make sure we got everybody invited here, and we will go ahead and get this party going here. So, all right, let's see, Caliber Corner number 105 part 2. Let me include a little link here, and we'll see if we can include a few people in it. All right, you guys are up, watching, coming in loud and clear. That's good. Let me send the invite out. I'm just running this one on StreamYard for right now, so it's going to be limited to 6 people, but hopefully we can get these guys to come back in. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Gonna end this stream. I'm going live on StreamYard. Don't want to, but we're gonna have to do it, unfortunately. So let me end that one over on YouTube. Yeah, cannot get back into the GunTube chamber. I apologize, guys. So we're just gonna do it this way. So we're talking about 7.62 by 39. This is part 2 of where we are right now. Let me go ahead and send the invite out to my homies real quick, and we'll get those guys brought back in here. So, let's see here. Matt Sexy says, is 7.62 by 39 faster than 300 blackout? So from what I was seeing when I was looking at those statistics, it looked like the 7.62 by 39, let me bring that back up again. I had a chart. They were doing 110 grain 7.62 by 39 versus, 100 and... Let me bring this back. Let me get the chart. So you're asking the question, is it faster? Really, it depends on how you load your 300 blackout. There's so many different loads out there for it that you can go with. So just as a comparison, okay, 110 grain, 300 blackout, muzzle velocity, 2350 feet per second at the barrel. 7.62 by 39, 123 grain, 2,350 feet per second. So same velocity out of the barrel for those two loads. Granted, the 110 grain is lighter. Energy-wise, you've got about 200 more foot-pounds of energy, 150 more foot-pounds of energy for the 123 versus the 110. But again, you can hand load your own 300 so that it'll kick some butt. So, all right, Andrew Hepnew says, and we're back. Travis T says, we're back. Kingpin is with us. Kingpin, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Oh, man, just trying to survive. GunTube wasn't being my friend tonight. I kept getting kicked out, so.
Well, Night Strike just told me it's back up, but we'll just go with this. I've already got this going. I've already posted it over on YouTube. So Night Strike, no offense. I'm just going to go with this. I've got 20 minutes before I go ahead and call it. So we're just going to head and go with this for now. So Jim, we're going to get you in here if we can. Don't worry, guys. I'll run as much of this as I possibly can over there on GunTube and the chamber as much as I possibly can. So Jim, Are you with us, buddy? Can you hear us?
I made it. I think.
Hey, there you are. All right. So you've been kind of bouncing in and out in the panel. Jim, you want to share a few words about 7.62 by 39 and why you love it so much?
Oh gosh, because it's inexpensive and it's accurate enough and it's fun as hell to shoot.
Okay, well, that pretty much sums it up. Thanks for watching, guys. No, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a round that I've really come to enjoy myself as of late. Again, inexpensive. You got a lot of flexibility with it, as a self-defense round, as a combat round, obviously. Hunting, there's a lot of applications for it. Maybe a little more pricey to get into than 5.56 in terms of a rifle, but it depends on what quality of rifle you want to go for or what vintage of rifle you're looking at. So it kind of goes both ways. I mean, you can spend just as much on an AK as you can on an AR. Let's see. Night Strike's just giving me. He's just letting me know that it is back up. So the chamber should be back up. Jim, what is it that you have for an AK pattern rifle? What do you shoot?
So I've got my OG Wasser 10. That's my first official AK.
Okay, Wasser 10. All right.
And then I've got another Romanian build that Lee Armory did. And
okay.
It's nicer in fit and finish. It's
It's kind of
sorry
cutting out
about
there. No, that's okay. It's cutting out just a little bit. Yeah.
My phone just rang.
So Jim's a big fan of that, definitely that round. So, all right. So Jim, we're cutting out a little bit. We'll try to get you back in here when we can. One thing I wanted to talk on, I've been kind of curious about these myself, is the 762 by 39 AR-15 uppers. You know, if you're somebody who's maybe exclusively an AR-15 person, I've seen, you know, Bear Creek Arsenal makes a 762 by 39 upper for under 200 under $200. You do have to use some different magazines for it, though. Obviously, you can't use your 5.56 mags nor an AK mag. They kind of got their own style of mag that you use with those. I've been kind of curious about them because I've read some good things about them. I thought about maybe going that route, but then I think, okay, by the time I buy the upper, by the time I buy a bunch of magazines, you know, maybe I'd rather just put the money towards another AK or an SKS or, you know, possibly another 300 blackout upper instead. So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities on that. So Kingpin, you said you don't have an AK pattern rifle. Have you ever looked into one or thought about buying one, or can you get them in Maryland?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to have one, and we can get them in Maryland. The ones that they sell here in the state are rather pricey, and
Mm,
you know it's like your Century Arms type of stuff. But you're gonna pay more here than you will pretty much anywhere else, just because they prefer you not to have them.
mm,
We can still own the cool ones like anybody else in the country can own, but
mm.
you know there's certain ones that are on the just straight banned list. So you know, I'd like to get into an AK. I mean, I really enjoy the sound of the slide. You know, the action racking back and forth on an AK. That's one of the best sounds out there. So I
Mhm.
definitely want one. I just got to find the right one. I don't want to pay a whole bunch of extra money for it.
Yeah. So maybe consider going with one of those 762 by 39 uppers. You know, you could get into it upper for under $200 and then get yourself a magazine for around 30, 25 or $30. I don't know. I've heard some few people talking about some firing pin issues. I mean, apparently those can run steel case ammo with no issues. It doesn't say they're not designed for steel case ammo. A lot of the reviews I've read on those uppers, especially the Bear Creek version, is that it does run the steel case ammo with no problems at all. So that's a possibility too. So anyway, y'all talked about optics for the AK. So Jim's talking about optics for the AK. A lot of options if you want to go that route. Okay, so optic wise, you know, if you got a quad rail like me, you know, you could run a red dot up on that if you want to. Granted, it's going to be towards the front, but you can also, now mine does not have any kind of a scope mount on it. But if you get yourself a AK pattern rifle with a scope mount on it, there's a lot of aftermarket support for mounts. RS
Yeah,
Regulate, in my opinion, makes some of the best scope mounts out
yeah,
there, but that's
yeah.
just my opinion.
You get an AK Master Mount, and you can put a regular AK mount on
Okay,
there.
okay.
I don't know if you've seen those or not. It's a rail that somebody came up with that uses screws in place of the fire control pins on it. You take those out, you know, put the other ones in, hold your fire control grip in. You don't need the shepherd's hook anymore or a retaining plate inside the rifle. And then it adds a rail mount to the side. You can use any standard like Russian pattern optics mount for on an AK.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be an option for you too if you want to go that route. What are we talking for a kit like that? That's actually a really nice option. I want to.
We were talking about this on Night Strike show a couple months ago. I don't remember what they're going for right now. When the guy first brought them out, they were going for around 70. I don't know what
Okay.
he's selling them for now. But if you do a search for AK Master Mount on Google or whatnot, it'll bring
Mm-hmm.
it up and you'll be able to see how much they want for them. You might be able to find them on eBay too and stuff. I mean, they're all over the place now. This was a guy who was originally a member of the AK Files, the AK forum online, and he was a machinist or something. He came up with this idea, and it just took off for him whenever he put it out there.
Yeah, so optics, and that's something else that you know, I do try to pay attention. There's quite a few videos that I watch, you know, and a lot of channels that I watch, and you do see a lot of red dots being used on there. Nothing wrong with it, you know, having a detachable optic if you want to go that route. Jim Burgess says RS Regulate is the shiz. Andrew Hefker says, "Do Chinese rifles smell like soy sauce?" Well, let me find out, Andrew. I've got an SKS Sporter here.
Yeah, my
That
SKS sure doesn't. You know.
No, it just smells like what is this stuff called again? Yeah, CLP. By the way, these are the ban era. This is from 1993. This is a Norinco SKS Sporter. And the guy that I got it from, it does have some grippy tape on it, but it does have like a little hard piece of plastic in the grip right here. Does take 8K mags, does not have the bayonet lug, nor do you have any kind of a bayonet on it whatsoever. That's one of the things about it, and it doesn't have a threaded end on it, so you can't. I suppose you could have it threaded if you wanted to put on a brake, but I wouldn't want to do that. But man, these suckers are really going up in price. It's funny. This was the gun that really nobody wanted, right? This was the Ban era model, kind of the laughing stock, I guess you could say. Where why would you go this way? Why would you go this route? But they've really gone up in value quite a bit.
Oh man, those things you're talking $750, $800 for one.
They're getting kind of hard to find ones that haven't been bubbified or ones that haven't been completely destroyed. And this one's all original. When I got it, I got a bunch of magazines with it and some of the small. I actually got the original. Apparently, it came with I don't know if it's Norinco ammo, but it came with original ammo. I should try to find that if I can. I'm sure G could tell me all about it, but it did come with, I believe, 200 rounds of ammunition from the factory with the rifle itself. But that one's not. This is not like. It is designed to take AK magazines. It's got an actual, AK magazine. Well, this is from the factory. This is how they came. It's actually, the funny part is with the thumb hole stock, it is surprisingly comfortable. There is a person on Etsy or Etsy that hand carves stocks for these. So if I wanted to go with just a standard stock, I'd be able to. It makes like a Monte Carlo style stock, and then just a regular, just basic rifle stock with like 15 different kinds of wood for it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but
actually, very comfortable to shoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about you, but I actually find that style stock more comfortable than the stock that I have on my standard SKS.
It's a bit lengthy, I guess, maybe a bit cumbersome, but yeah, it fits me just fine. So I don't think I'll ever take it out. I'll just leave it as is. And from an investment standpoint, that's why I picked it up, because I figured, well, they're not going down in price. So, and I got it with a ton of ammo. I got like six 30-round mags with it, steel mags, and I think 5 or 6 of the, I don't know if it was a 5-round mag or 10-round mag. I meant a 5-round mag that came with it. I don't even know. I have to get them. I've already packed up stuff here since we're moving. But okay, a couple comments here. ALG triggers for AK-47 are excellent. Rail dust covers can be had from Texas Dogleg. Okay, I heard that they make quality stuff. Something to check out. Let's see. Jim Burgess says, especially when your crazy Russian instructor makes you strip your rifle while laying in the dirt on your back. That would not be fun. I'm looking for a rail dust cover and a left side folding stock for my AMD. Atlantic sells that master mount for $90 with shipping. That part you can bake and wrap. Oh yeah, we're talking about cooking food on the gas tube of your AR or your AK. Optics, primary arms 3x prism or 1:6 by 24 scope, ACSS reticle. Patrick, I agree with you completely. For 762 by 39 or 300 blackout, I have the 1:6 by 24, and I love it. I've been really interested in one of those. I've really thought about picking one of those up. That would be a great scope to look into. I was thinking about going with that on my Ruger Ranch, because really, I mean, I'm only looking out maybe 250 yards, 300 yards max with that. And then it just, the drop off on the round, you run out of energy. I might definitely need to look into one of those. I know that I've had great luck with my primary arm scope on the Bear Creek 224 Valkyrie over here. So isn't Monte Carlo stock the same that they used on Planet of the Apes? I just like the way that the comb is carved on it. It's got kind of a higher comb on it or something. I really can't tell you, Patriot. I wish. Super glue, good for cracked stocks or epoxy. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really deal. That'd be a question for Never Enough Ammo Matt, because I don't do a whole lot with repairing furniture I don't buy a lot of like gunsmith specials, I guess you could say, in terms of guns. So the PA Cyclops 1 power is great too. There we go. Matt Sexy says epoxy, I believe. So, all right. Let's see, what are we sitting at? 720 right now. So, guys, I do apologize for us getting dropped there. I don't know what the deal was. We were doing okay, and then it just pooped out on us. So we'll come back from the GunTube chamber. And real quick, I will have to be on the road next Monday, unfortunately. So we will not be able to have Caliber Corner next Monday. It's going to have to wait, or maybe I'll do it later on in the week. I've got some stuff going on Monday and Tuesday, and I don't know if I'll be back Tuesday night for Hit or Miss. I'm hoping I can be. So we're going to take a 1-week break off of Caliber Corner, but when we come back, we might go into 6.5 Creedmoor. There's a lot of requests for that one. That wasn't 5 hours and 20 minutes. Travis P11, keep going. Midnight Range says, Midnight Range, I want to duck out so I can get over to the Guns and Geeks podcast and get into Matt's podcast too. So we'll have like a nice overnight, little slumber party gun chat on the Travis P11 channel here sooner or later. There's this thing called sleep that I like. So Midnight Range says there's over 20 people watching. Woohoo! I'm happy about that. So, all right, again, last minute announcements here. I will be featuring a Taurus G3 on the channel. I'm picking one up tomorrow. And we will take the 224 Valkyrie out one more time before we give it away. That's going to be going to a watcher. We're going to have a little video on that, and you can enter the drawing for that. All you got to do is leave a comment on the video. You don't have to like or subscribe. You don't have to send it off to anybody or whatever. So anyway, that'll be happening here pretty soon. But yeah, next week, No Caliber Corner will come back in 2 weeks and probably talk about 6.5 Creed more. Let's see. Gunstop says, hey, at Travis P11, give Gizzard Gary a shout out. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. Get on over to the Gizzard Gary channel over there on YouTube, and let's give him some support. Make sure you subscribe to him. He's got a lot of great podcasts that he does, a lot of great test videos. Probably has one of the best videos on the Taurus TX22 out there. Puts a lot of rounds through it and shows off the pros and cons of it. Patrick says, at Travis P11 with the primary arms ACSS scopes, you can shoot 7.62 by 39 out to 600 yards and has wind holds of 5 miles an hour. Oh, okay, well, that's good to know. There we go. You can definitely compensate for drop. Jim Burgess says, thumbs up, y'all. Matthias says, my goodie box came in the other day. Thanks again. All the cool stuff. Already put the new trigger guard on my AR pistol. So Matthias, you got that for me, right? If I'm not mistaken, was that the drawing for Patreon? I am doing a monthly drawing over on Patreon. If you are a patron of mine, there's going to be a monthly drawing, October, November, December. We'll be giving stuff away, putting together little goodie boxes that I got all kinds of great stuff we're throwing in there. So Matthias, if you got that, I hope you like it, buddy. No problems there. He said, yep. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I know it's a little bit early, but a bunch of us are going to be heading over to the Guns and Geeks podcast, and I try to finish up by 7:30. So if you get a chance, go back and check out part 1 of this chat where we discuss the different rifles and a little bit about the round itself, the 7.62 by 39 round. I have to admit, I'm not an AK pattern expert at all. Read a little bit about it. The rounds itself, what I can tell you is just a shooter, somebody who enjoys 7.62 by 39. It's an excellent way to get into a nice intermediate round, a 30 caliber round that's got a lot of flexibility and a lot of application. So if you don't have an AK yet, or an AK-47 or AK pattern rifle or an SKS, get out there and pick one up. Maybe get yourself a 7.62 by 39 upper for your AR if that's what you're into. Pick up a Ruger Ranch rifle chambered in 7.62 by 39 or a CZ527. There's a ton of options out there, and as we know, the prices are not going down. Do your research before you buy your AK and just know what you're getting yourself into, but really, you really can't go wrong. So, all right, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. So we'll go ahead and close this one out. Kingpin, do you want to say anything before we go, buddy?
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I'm going to put a link to Obnoxious One's latest video. It's not a joke.
I shouldn't laugh.
It's funny. He's willing to be a good spirit. Everybody knows he's a really good guy, but it's a really important video that everybody should go watch. Every gun is a loaded gun, so no matter how confident you feel, we got to make sure that you follow all the rules because it could happen to anybody. So go check out the video. I'll post the link here in just a second, and make sure you practice gun safety at all times because it could happen to anybody.
I remember after watching the Suge Double Ots video, he had a negligent discharge in his little gun room where he films his videos. He'd picked up his pistol, and I don't know if he'd pulled the trigger accidentally or he was talking about the trigger, and it went off. And after that, I was like, man, I try to practice gun safety as much as I can. But at the same time, it's like, man, I need to double check that to make sure it is unloaded. And I always do that, before my cleaning videos and stuff. But these ones, I checked the chamber on these before we showed them off on camera, so we're good to go there. But no, definitely, guys, make sure you subscribe to Kingpin over there. Check out Gizzard Gary. Get over there to gunchannels.com. Make sure you guys support guntube.org. It's a great thing. Get over there and sign up. Well, there are some updates going to GunTube right now, so GunTube will be 100% up and running very shortly. Night Strike is working hard on that to get that up and going for you guys. All right, Rich White, you want to close with anything before we go?
Yeah, I get to finish my intro.
Yay! All right, go ahead, man. Do it.
What was I saying earlier? I remember.
Your wife was talking about dinner. You said that, and then...
Yeah. No, she was talking about what was going on with the car because she had to put her car in the shop because she had 2 deer run beside the broadside. You said 2.
No, that was the time before I went to the yard.
Okay, whatever.
You can put her on and let her tell the story. We got a couple minutes before we got to go. I'm fine. I'm down. I'm cool.
She's like, no.
No. We can't go there. We can't.
Anyway.
Okay, man.
Yeah, normally my show is Sunday nights at 8 Eastern. This week we went a little bit early. we did the show around, what was it, 6 o'clock, Kingpin? Something like that yesterday, but
Yeah,
anyway.
something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, check that out every Sunday night at 8 Eastern, if we're on time, which we never are.
I know people were getting upset tonight. We didn't start at 6 o'clock right on the dot. They're like, "Hey, you're late." I'm like, "Okay, we're working on it. We're working." We're usually trying to finish up a pre-chat conversation before we go live. That's usually what we're doing. So yeah,
they're used to you being punctual. They're used to me always being late, so I never get any complaints.
You know what? I think we'll just start 5 minutes early and just see how that goes. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So yeah.
Yeah, but check out that every Sunday at 8 Eastern over on the Unloaded Media channel. We get a good panel going. We have different people show up every week. Kingpin's usually there every week. Gizzard Gary is usually there, but with him having to work Sundays lately, he hasn't been able to.
Yeah.
So, and we have different people show up. Obnoxious will show up from time to time, depending on whether he's got to spend time with the missus or not. And so you never know who will show up on the panel.
And my excuse, I am on the road just about every single weekend, so it makes it tough for me either rolling in and just getting here when your show's going live. And once the move is done, in case you guys don't know what's going on, just announce it again. My wife did get a job. She got her dream job, and it's 175 miles away. So I'm doing this 350-mile round trip every weekend, and which is cool. I don't mind it at all, but it really cuts into the time I get to spend in the podcast on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. So once we're done and once we're moved and everything, which will happen this spring, it's coming up. You guys will see me a lot more in the podcast. I'll be able to get in and help promote you guys too, and just kind of be part of it, because I really feel like I've been out of it for a little while. But it's I'm trying to do what I can. But that's what's up with me and what's going on. I also haven't been able to get to the range as much because my range time is quite limited. But I've got plenty of videos in the coffers you guys can go watch if you want to. So. Anyway, Rich, anything else you want to add before we go? I know you're talking about your show and stuff. Anything else we should check out? Yeah.
Be sure to check out Gizzard Gary's channel. Get him up over 1,000 subs. Trying to get him up there so that he can meet that SHOT Show threshold. Because apparently they got this threshold now where you have to have 1,000 subs or something before they'll accept you. So get him. We're trying to get him up to where he can meet that threshold for, if not this year, then next year.
Okay.
So that's one thing, and and with you not being awake, show, I figure your teaching job probably gets in the way of that sometimes too. So
yeah, I pretty much
can't make it
normal hours and stuff, and then evenings are kind of tough. But I'm able to get a couple evenings free, so I do what I can. But yeah,
so that's about all I got. And apparently, from what somebody was saying earlier, they are still taking donations on the GoFundMe for Angelina and her family. So if you can, I don't remember the URL for it, but it's out there still. They're still taking donations on that, on the GoFundMe page. If you have the GoFundMe page already and you've donated, they're still taking donations. If you want to give again, you can. There just won't be a giveaway attached to it this time, but it's still a good cause. This little girl really needs the help. Her family really needs the help. So if you can, still go out there and contribute to their GoFundMe page.
Definitely. I think it's an important thing to do. All right. And last but not least, Squibload. You want to say anything before we head out, bud? We got a little drop there, so we came back on the StreamYard here, and
Strike got the chamber fixed, so it's back up. It's good, and I'm surprised I'm able to connect on StreamYard because StreamYard sucks. But,
well, it's working now. Luckily, we'll be done in a couple minutes before it decides that it doesn't want you there. But yeah. All right, man.
Yeah. Thanks for, I guess, bringing it back up, and I'll see everybody around.
Cool, man. All right. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it, dude. Good to have you here. You've been here since the beginning. So, all right. So anyway, let's see who was joining in this evening. We got Matthias out there, and the Gun Snob was out there, and Jim Burgess was out there. I can't get back to the stream over there on. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, we can catch a few of those people out there on the. It looks like there's still a chat going on the YouTube side. I don't know, but anyway, Gun Snob was with us out here in the chat. Jim Burgess was out there, and Patrick, Matthias, Mad Sexy, Tacos and French Fries, Midnight Range, TM. 38 Super Partisan out there, Andrew Hefner, or Hefker, sorry about that. Patriot in the Dark, Darren Bear out there. General Relativity was joining us this evening also. Let's see, Atypical Jake was out there, Dead Horse. I did see Yoder Texas over there on the YouTube side. Erstwhile says, how long till y'all think the 2020 panic buying starts? It kind of goes in cycles, it seems like. There's times where it seems to be a run on guns and ammo and stuff, and there's times where it doesn't. It all kind of depends on the election, I guess. That's going to be the next big one. Whoever looks like is going to be the candidate. Yeah.
Probably springtime. I'd say April and May will be the beginning of it if there is a panic.
Let's see. Jay Monty was out there. John Z was out there. Travis T in the house. Thomas Rees was up there. And then over on the YouTube side, Hooligan Outdoors joined us. Yoder, Texas was out there too. Hooligan Outdoors says, I'm north of Wichita Falls. If you're talking about Texas, I got family out there in Brook Burnett. Hooligan, not too far away. Kingpin out there. G-Webs was out there. G-Webs was over here. And that's pretty much everybody. It looks like a lot of the crowd came over. So, guys, I appreciate you joining us for part 2 this evening. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. Again, Caliber Corner will be back in 2 weeks. So we'll be taking next week off. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Maybe have a little discussion on 6.5 Creedmoor because there's so many 6.5 variant rounds out there now. It can be a little bit, get your head spin a little bit when you're trying to figure out what you want to go with. So that's it, guys. Caliber Corner episode number 105. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Send those videos out there. Mash the bell. As always, guys, I want you to have fun and be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye-bye. No pee-pee in the cold box. Don't ruin food. It's not good.
Adios, Felicia. Te amo, Felicia. Te amo. Oh, and shall not be infringed. Never.